more prevalent.
G2 on defense, MiBR on attack. MiBR win first map. Oh no, we got the bad sound again.
They typically go to the old meta stuff. Even on other
Dog
maps,
to re-clear over towards A. This is interesting. They use the Viper wall, right, and then they insta-clear with the dog.
Alright, maybe you're going to try and be reactive here with this barrier set up in mid.
Dude, this on pistol's crazy. It's meant to be weak when you throw right at the beginning.
May be able to glean that there are more than one player
just had
in mid.
Glimpses of playing the Valorant beta and shooting a Sage Wall at the beginning of every round in mid. Basically the exact same thing. MiBR now grouping up towards A after applying that pressure, feigning they could be walking up, but you can see that Amy has that hidden cam over towards mid that is able to watch through that. So here comes the execute on
double flash over towards site. It's gonna be a 5v5 retake. So how did G2 want to do it? The old school is this. I think there is merit to being able to flood through spawn now without taking anyone. God, when you got 3 people watching the screens though.
Over on the side itself. G2 are going to set up now, of course, over towards main to make sure that's one less angle they're going to worry about. Here we go, rescue in,
big kill.
And a perfect landing.
This is nice, breach damage to isolate.
Brought down. Jelly, though, has been incredible over the course of this
no
series
way.
so far, and this one is
and gets in the smokes, it gets the cover from heaven.
But Jelly's still a problem. Right clicks, deadly at this range.
Yeah, not a good plant, should be it.
Care of the offending Sky.
Okay, nicely done. We go a little 2-1 pistol.
In a matter of seconds.
Great retake from G2, just gathered up there in the screens. The sync of both flashes coming through, the paranoia, the bird from Petra as well, that allows Rescue to get in off of the satchel, create some of that initial space. And in the meantime, it was Amy just slowly working her way through a heaven. You can see her
maybe you're right.
An engagement over towards that.
Oh no, okay, hold up.
And look at this awareness from Vanya. Jelly was fighting forward, probably going to wrap around elbow. Read that little individual play in its entirety.
Wait, that's pretty cool.
Great opener here for G2 on their
How are you doing that?
pick.
And they had to go for it there as the aftershock had come in from
What's the delay on it, Reprovise?
Forcing their hand. Looking to see G2 execute on some of these faster, more frenetic moments. As that was what let him down and bind. Rescue there, deals at SRN. That's a killer down mid here. Jelly gets in to mail room. Gonna be hit heavy with that paranoia. Rescue also really stumbling after that little encounter. And it'll be Jelly to finish the job with one shot to the cranium now. Mid and mail room under the control of MiBR. They're all starting to filter to assume that position.
Should be synced up with it, really?
For the headshot there.
Wait, that's pretty cool.
Extra style points, extra disrespect. Yeah, foot shot even. Yep. Clip through the wall. Jelly's still pressing forward. This aggression is nuts. How is that even? How?
That's a lot of damage, and we get an extra dink on this. We got a full free side as well.
Who goes for that?
They got Omen. It's kind of all about the Omen flash. Like honestly, the Omen should smoke heaven, then go B main and get ready to Omen flash for a double swing.
Really messed up their conditioning about just the pace of the game in general. G2 here, 3 players set up over towards heaven.
Because then you would Omen flash once you hear the sounds, and then you could double swing it. You're gonna get smoked off no matter what. Okay, similar plan.
Reciprocate now, one back towards heaven as her prior one elapses. Vanya spreading out there over towards Rafter. Mimi's still healthy enough, but Sayori's able to finish off the Omen who was low. Amy now has to get her hands dirty. That's 1, 2 is good. 3 would be even better as Juvish is sat in the corner now. Double swing.
Lovely committed swing from Amy. This got a little bit close. This one got a little bit close, that's for sure.
In the first match.
Good damage from MiBR. They should be happy with this, and they got plant as well.
The movement there, beautiful. Fighting each player individually, knowing that swing is coming from the smoke and then back pillar. But additionally, we'll see in a moment how she plays the last engagement. Look at this jiggle, and she drew the crosshair and then waited for Mimi to come around the opposite side so they could double face. Just perfect fundamental play. The actual bread and butter of the game. She's so good in those type of situations.
I can see the buy before the buy's on. Wait, this is cool, Reprovise. You could
really impressive in this tournament.
I'll mess you off.
I'll tell you what you can do. That's why we get to talk about the deeper strategy now, as both have passed the test of mechanics. Plenty of info there for Jelly as a guiding light went up mid. Rescue hoping to punish his shoulder pick, and SRN is very, very low. Fault line came through from the breach there, and MiBR will look to get their way up mid. Set up with this paranoia for Rescue to fight off of dark cover. Does fade, falls back with the nade though. Great paranoia, yeah, you can play the Noia off this. Okay, crouch there for Juvish, and that is very noisy. What? Okay. There was a contingency there.
There's a gun picked up there though.
We move on.
Yeah, and it kind of forces them into the trips. This was nice from G2. Late push over towards A, try and force them into the trips.
SRN is able to find 2 kills as they simply bully their way onto the site.
Those G2 players are just getting dismantled, a little bit out of sync, but certainly undergunned as well. It's Petra with the one hero, Vandal, who mechanically was outlandish on map 1.
Lovely shot.
Can Petra do more to make this a respectable bonus here for G2?
Close to
Already
ults.
for SRN. Player on Rafter.
Kind of close. 2 away from everyone. There's going to be a big buy round, and I don't think we have any ults. I can't remember what G2's like.
To get into the game.
Lil, thank you with the tier 1, man. Thank you for the 3 months.
We head into this next round, getting very close. That was an ultimate that G2 struggled to play around heavily on Bind, exposing themselves to it. Interesting to see from G2 though on this round. I think a little appetizer of what we'll continue to view from their strategy book as the half goes on, which are some of these close plays to like set little plays towards the extremities where they're going to try to use the grab net with a flash, etc.
One-way smoke, bottom and middle as well, creates a little bit of pressure, means that you have to use your dog earlier.
Break the trailblazers early, and there comes the fault line just
yeah, big Omen flash though. That Omen flash was great. Yeah, G2 come out a little bit on top of this.
But it does slow SRN down. Rescue gave up
Fred as well. Fred Helsing, thank you so much for the 6 months, man. Appreciate the prime.
G2 now fight a little harder for the middle of the map. Petra here. She's about to see 2. Okay, no flash in her direction anyway. Spray transfer doesn't quite get there.
Late trade on that.
A little bit low and doesn't have much more to do over at A. Now it's SRN fighting.
This is like the first time in a while we've seen MiBR kind of not looking the crispiest on Jones.
On that side. Here's the swing though. This is going to be a little bit nasty in a second for SRN. They're going to be surrounded by 2 players.
Nicely handled. They were always together. That was always getting traded no matter what.
That was excellent. They have displayed patience in the right moments, and Rescue tallies up the last one. Gets the showstopper active from the kills in that round as well. But as you said, it's the fundamentals. It's the patience in those moments. G2 are doing a great job controlling the extremities on the map right now, fighting heavily over both of them.
But they also, trade doggedly in mid with a lot of that util before falling back to them. So they draw a lot of that side take util out of MiBR.
Yeah, MiBR have put a heavy focus on trying to gain mid control. That is against this double sentinel comp where that utility pressure is lacking. You're not going to be really running into the trips here already. I mean, this is so fast.
That was nice. The breach into Razor. We had an Omen flash over towards Heaven as well. This is the only position they didn't have any util for. Tyro Lien's with the prime as well. Thank you so much for that, dude.
Now 2 players up on rafters here.
Okay, let's look at the retake. You can Seekers into Razor, and they're going to want to do it because if they lose this, they have to eco, and this is just a giant round with everyone involved.
I heard that showstopper come out. Amy doesn't need
that is. That TP was crazy.
Amy gets 4 in the round so far, and there's more to be done.
Yeah, so I get the idea they wanted to like trade places as the ult retake came in, but
they're trying to go for their little TP, maybe draw the crosshair, a little distraction for the swing.
Didn't look great.
Didn't quite work out, so it ended up looking somewhat silly. Amy dispatching with everybody pushing in towards the spawn.
So that's a showstopper for the mid take now, unavailable for MiBR. Nice little emergence there from Amy, falling back off this. Little TikTok TP from Melissa. Probably that one stays in the drafts, I think. Gotta be feeling good about that one. Rescue up to 6 and 4.
Yeah, this is now going to result in the timeout being called.
First one saying your name right? Honestly, about 2 years ago, I would have
counter this comp by
your name and got it wrong.
Playing fast towards male, where G2 just haven't had to expend a lot of resources. They're more than comfortable to play it somewhat passively, with Vanya's Paranoia just being the single delay utility that they can fall back on when they feel the pressure. Yeah, on that one, Mimi was there. Hadn't been there on any of the prior rounds, I believe. It was more focused towards that A side of the map.
What, initiated to use the Viper and Pearl? Sova, but you have a Yoru.
But the real trouble comes in then when you're trying to get onto that B site. You're dealing with all the players like Amy who are going to fight you from stairs, and then whomever is on the site. G2 are effective at resetting up new crossfires together, pathing around. So
just incremental fallbacks across the map, right?
Yeah, it's true,
so
Massa.
far, can certainly see why G2
The big,
into this,
big change.
debuting this new comp.
You're not wrong.
MiBR don't have a strong preference for A on
I have
this
no
attack
idea
side
how
yet.
this comp's going to look on
They've really
attack.
just been
I
conditioned
don't
with
even
that
know how
Viper
many
wall
rounds
by
they need.
Jubish.
Because in
Round
theory,
after
the
round.
deadlock's normally pretty good.
This time though, SRN is over here.
Freezy, thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that, Freezy. Thank you for the
Like I
prime
said,
also.
it was Mimi mostly tasked with this A side hold. She'll have that util set up early in the round. Expecting a faster hit. Not too shabby. Ooh, SRN.
Good one satchel.
You best be out of here by the
Okay,
time
this
that
is
wall comes
interesting.
down.
We have the person far back shooting it, so you don't.
Petra.
That's so good.
To maybe find
Yeah, it might have been easier to
getting
just
a
go
little bit
for a
too
satchel here,
adventurous
but I
towards
get
that
it.
wall
Like, the
line
idea was
drop,
nice.
but no,
Probably had to
punished,
just go
stuck.
safer.
This round pretty
Oh,
much
and
well,
then now the
that's
whole
a
idea is to spell
small
apart.
audio cue. I think we're headed towards the next round.
Yeah,
to be honest.
absolutely.
Let's
We
move.
can- yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Let's get to round 7. A couple ult orbs. Let's keep it moving.
I like that though. Great timing with that barrier there from Mimi. Anticipating something a little bit faster, and you couldn't have asked anything
Indoor
more perfect.
Comrade, thank you so much as well.
SRN
Thank you,
between
thank you.
one of
Monkey
those
as well with the
quadrants.
prime. Thank you for
Out in
that.
the open,
Also
no
did.
less. Very, very awkward. But no, MiBR,
That's the
they
sort
can
of
have a round, see
overthinking
what
you
they
do
can
in ranked. I
dredge
mean, it
up
wasn't
here.
too bad. The idea's okay, right? The person far back shooting it, so you don't think
really
that
see
have
how
a timing
G2
going
just
up here.
Do not like
Instead
to
of the
give an
person
inch
close,
to the
but the person
opposing
shooting
team.
is in the
Pretty
open instead
smothering
of.
this round.
Yeah.
Not really exploring anything at this juncture. They're so passive in spawn.
We do an early
They have no
tier list for
reason to
tier
do
1
anything
teams.
else.
I imagine Platchat
They're
will.
not a team that will
make me do it,
typically
yeah.
throw guns away needlessly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do a
Like
separate
skirmish
one. Maybe
for
me and
those
Minnie will do
No, they
something.
won't. They'll play that fractional percentage better, safer play a big majority of the time compared to the field.
They give up a plant here. It's probably the only black mark that you could apply to G2 on that round, but hey, all their weaponry.
It's still obvious, yeah, it's still obvious, but maybe it would
secured.
work. It's an eco, you might as well try
really
anything.
starting to build up ahead of steam here. This is G2 getting to play their game, exercising control over the attackers.
And they throw that defuse over to Mimi as well, just extracting one more ult orb, getting her one off of the first annihilation that we'll be seeing in this map.
Swing for Petra denies SRN any chance of really getting out of the wall, as they only had a sheriff.
Go! Vamos!
A little bit of excitement from Petra. Not that they were lacking it on the first map, but
And she
You could,
literally,
you could-
literally quoted the minions. She's
That-
quoting Guru. So,
that-
yeah, I mean,
that is true, but I sensed a vibe shift after that SRN 4K eco round, to be honest. That was a little frustrating, but maybe that's far enough in the past.
Here.
Keep moving forward.
play off this camera. Melissa has to have her wits about her here. She's committed. Here's the paranoia. TP away from Melissa. G2
Oh, that could have gone wrong.
Chase this.
That could have gone really
Off
wrong.
of that pressure that
Lucky to
Melissa's
be alive.
feeling, you can see the rest of the MiBR squad rotating towards A, but have fun. If you want to make yourselves known, you're going to have to deal with this wall or wait it out. But all the time you waste,
She at least knows that
upgrading
they
it,
didn't commit to clear B
theoretically,
main,
G2
so it
players
is a
could be
question mark
exposing
created.
holes in other areas of the map.
Seekers
go out,
into the
wall gets
wall. I mean, they
broken.
timed the wall
A
well.
lot of pressure now onto the side. SRN is
God,
caught.
look how hard
Petra
it
on
is
the
to hit
angle.
side with this deadlock.
Running straight into a Sonic Center there, Wyatt. Nothing SRN could have done about it. Jelly now looking to beat his second wave, and Petra down to just as easy.
The aim's outrageous.
Petra looking at another ace. MiBR finally get those guns back. But they really make it clear what
the
they're trying to do.
deadlock
It's so
looks,
telegraphed when you have to
deadlock
break
looks
through
great at the
all of that
moment.
deadlock util Wyatt and the
Looks like
Seekers were
they, I
thrown
mean,
out
they
too.
have to treat it like a Sage wall, right? They
how
have to
fast do you think
default
it's
A
this
and
deadlock?
break this.
No, you just can't. It's
30
so
seconds
tough.
Or at least just like take mid
You never
control
know
while
how
this
much
is
utility
fading.
you're going to be running into, how much you have to clear. What a nightmare that is for your duelist player. You have to satchel into the minefield. You don't know where to look. You have to focus on trying to find an entry as well. Not a fun role to be in.
I think
10
this is
seconds left.
set up here for Vanya to see Melissa. Yeah, we're giving it to Pel.
Oh, that.
There's some explaining to do, I think.
Okay, well,
Still, those
Chester,
shots
thank you so much for the
are
prime.
just
Thank you for that.
obscene. I mean, it does truly look. It is auto aim. It is robotic from her in a moment like that.
Whoa.
Look at that
this.
Sonic
Even
sense.
on that,
Where it
the
actually
easy
is.
kill was still a crazy
Oh, that's
snap.
insane.
It's just perfect.
I mean, this is, again, the difficulty for MiBR going up against this double sentinel composition. They don't really have the time to clear it. At some point, they do need to go up a gear. They have to go fast.
That aim was incredible.
Yeah, frustrating, I think, for MiBR. They really haven't figured out how to overwhelm G2 the way they'd like to, the way they did on Bind.
And there from Vanya is just a paranoia to slow down that effort getting up into ramp fast, which typically is a critical part. Okay, Rescue just shuts that down.
That was weird.
Regardless, anti-eco. A critical part of playing attack on Split is being able to get that early A ramp control, and MiBR don't have a solve for that when there's that immediate barrier mesh. This is the first time that they've gotten a player entrenched in this area of the map. Vanya was well aware, paranoid to slow them down, but it's this map control game that is being firmly won by G2 with this comp.
Oh, yeah, and that wall is not arbitrarily being thrown off the rip by Mimi. It's always reactive, which is part of the difficulty in executing it well. Side trips being cleared here. Amy definitely knows that some shenanigans are afoot. We're going to see Vanya rotate back through from spawn side, so there will be G2 players ready to stop this. Vanya probably gets ahead of the smoke here in a moment. Cover going out. Break up the side there with a dark cover. Now we know Melissa's sitting.
It's still nice though. Grab net into Nate.
So Vanya able to finish that one off.
Dude, the deadlock stuff looks really good. Util's really nice. Foos dude as well with the prime. Thank you so much for that.
With every little beat of utility that came in, the grab net into the nade, the dark cover you called that split the view of multiple players. This is looking absolutely effortless for the #1 seed from Europe, who've just
MiBR need to force middle more.
Tried to run it back after getting knocked out by the Brazilian representative Team Liquid last year.
Roby with the tier 1. Thank you so much. 24 months as well. Oh yeah, Roby. Honestly, December's going to be your best chance, Roby.
Nice to see a little bit of enthusiasm though in the G2 coaching booth. A 6-round lead here and a great start with the double sentinel comp getting to start on defense on Split. Definitely doesn't hurt. Series had a lot of these nice cross-map fault lines at the start of the round, though.
Yeah, I like this though. G2 change it up. We have the Omen smoke over towards here and now have the wall over towards middle.
Barrier mesh doesn't go exactly where intended to block the Trailblazer, but that's
they've been doing a good job of just switching this up though.
With this defensive paranoia, it's not being used as a proactive.
Oh, these two on A might get wrecked though.
One to just get info and then pull back and over on this A side. Wow,
yeah, they got so wrecked.
That is mental to get into the site so quick.
Well, at least the confidence is here.
Confident now. They're actually going for these explores with limited information, whereas before they would just fall back and give ground. MiBR able to exploit this even without Sayori.
Felt weird to go aggro when no one followed or shot the wall early in middle.
To work with here, but Vanya really doesn't like what she sees there on the ramp.
I get that they saw the Viper, but
so Jelly's the one playing to watch that push down. Tentative here for Amy. Has to know SRN is up on that corner now. With the dark cover, should expect a swing. Amy takes a hit from it now. Paranoia also comes in, but Vanya here can play a double swing off this doorway. It's really a contain play here.
Just try to lock them in, do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, at this point, just try and deal with damage they can. Their economy is out of control. Just take guns away.
That'll do it.
The economy looking as good as it does for
G2. 2 kills, not bad.
They're not too upset about this. Get a couple guns away.
Yeah, they don't need to overstep like this.
Yeah, they pushed up early into MiBR and they get
it's Volker with the prime as well. Thank you so much for that, Volker.
Been the case at all in this game that any level of even minor
they had a trap play I think in like round 7 right over in B main, but they backed
dropped the VOD on Christmas.
Yeah, fully commit.
It's also that confidence from SRN to
that's the time to do it.
To try and claim another player. And it happened to be on a round 2 where G2 did not have MiBR placed towards A. There was none of that. There couldn't be a barrier mesh thrown down to try and stop.
What do you reckon? Like 4
from MiBR as well. So
4 and they're feeling alright.
Adjustment on the setup from G2. They are mixing
things wall up. They do a fake satchel to create pressure. Like what? Try get a Skydog out of them.
Know that MiBR stop pressuring mid so heavily, so they themselves have not been thrown
they're so rich. Yeah, they probably could have committed more into the round before.
Part of the map, and G2 aren't going to be fighting for it nearly as hard.
Destroyed. Bomb buddy out.
Yeah, MiBR get up there. Now SRN can start to posture towards heaven. Rolling thunder coming down.
Reach hit too.
Lets that one go, and this will clear heaven entirely.
Oh, didn't check under.
Uh-oh. They don't know Rescue is here, despite the fact that she took the shot. She'll fight 2 from this hell position.
Yeah, Race just didn't check it.
Catches on the Zhubish. And that's the round there and then. MiBR thought they had the run of the place.
It looks hard for MiBR, honestly.
Rescue is just so safe in that position too.
Yeah, it has to get checked from the raise.
Be there to play off of her. Just even if she gets one, even if maybe she's only drawing attention, the swiftness of the rest of the G2 squad to pull back in through main and support was perfectly timed.
She took a shot. All right. She took a shot as well, but I think there was a sound cue that actually obscured that, so no one looked to check her position.
I mean, it's low by now, double hero gun. If they get over towards the side, they have a chance, but...
They lose, and all of a sudden, you've got nothing. It's Jelly and SRN, the two hero rifles, the two players that took over map 1, but have gone completely silent, as has the entire team here on map 2.
Petra there looking briefly at Mimi's monitor, I think, after her Trailblazer expired. With 3 MIB players grouped up towards his A. Might be another fast hit, but they're very wary about these sonic sensors. Now the barrier comes down. A little annoying to clear that.
My ult's ready.
The sonic sensors are just placed perfectly to nullify that raised satchel in. And MiBR finally going exploring for one of the only couple times they have towards ramp. It's a bit later in the round. Here comes that showstopper. The full line is perfect as well. Great entry for SRN.
2 guns to pick up as well. Yeah, Viper's going to pick up one of these guns. Honestly, Viper should just do Heaven here, maybe.
Gravity net deployed out now. Sonic sensor
What
also
a weird
going
round.
up that barrier. Still a bit of an issue.
If Viper gets over towards spawn, Cypher all comes in. Dude, what a weird round.
That Heaven control is definitely
But now Spike's here on Heaven. Oh my god.
A little bit just back up and control this space. But Jelly's going to take the fight and win it. The Paintails give her no choice but to swing right. She gets it.
At this point, MiBR, easy choice to just run it over to B, get that free plant down, and easy choice for Mimi as well.
Yeah, they got like, what, 5 seconds? 5 seconds to get there? Yeah, not
Make
bad.
some magic happen.
Yeah, plenty of money. 1 round left in the half. MiBR willing to commit a Viper's Pit to securing their 3rd round.
They need every round they can get at this point. Big investment, but why not?
Dude, they got 2 rounds, chat. They got to win. They got to win the rounds.
They'll be able to bring guns into the next. MiBR will be fully armed.
You got to use this ult here. They need every round they can get.
Just choose to speculate now.
This is their best chance for a while.
Based on where these traces are coming from. Melissa keeping tabs on her, and in we go.
They also only had 2 guns. Like, we have no gun here.
Well done from MiBR contending over towards ramp. I mean, that wasn't even a great buy. It just came down to an in-the-moment sinking of that fault line with the showstopper. SRN continues to get value consistently across this series with that Raze ultimate.
Yeah, Vanya wanted to challenge into Heaven. Why not? You've got the better weapon there, but SRN's able to win it out and still have 5 health.
That is also crazy. I mean, I'm sure Vanya, even if she had gotten that kill, would have then been traded as well, but it is just SRN extending that lead that they've already got.
They change up to insta-wall over towards A now.
Game. Last round of the half, last opportunity for MiBR to make something happen. Petra's picked up the off towards A, actually.
It's nice. It looks hard for MiBR to take anywhere on the map at the beginning. I also like this as well, like they hold over their wall and just wait for like some kind of default. Then, when they don't aggro go over towards A, they throw it early. And this just gives them so much info.
They're going to try and make a fast hit now. Camera spotted them, so they may as well go for it. Amy, going to give up the site here entirely. This is G2
3-person push on middle.
Retake.
Obviously, no sentinel, so they don't have any info about behind.
Jelly is one off the Seeker, so perhaps she
the SRN is just taking a massive gamble.
Could certainly be.
Big Jill.
Look at this.
There's so many Jills going on at the same time.
Just caught by Rescue, and all of a sudden, MiBR, they're going to get retake on from all angles. Yeah.
Petra going to flash the team in now. Plenty of info off that. Amy is ready to throw down, but Sayuri is able to trade it back. Finding
big flash for the B main. What a shot. Damn, look at the shots. Holy hell, that's what they were doing earlier. Or, I mean, or might be alright. I have no idea how the deadlock's going to look. The deadlock's good for taking map control, but actually getting over towards site, it's a little bit hard. But if you get onto the site, you have to plant 6.
All 3 of them triple face every single player, one at a time.
Yeah, they hit some great shots. I mean, look at that. What is that?
They just get turned or they just get back to fighting. That's good, honest Valorant, that is.
That is some good, honest TDM gameplay.
It might be, yeah, I think they probably have to win pistol, but...
Petra's like, yo, how many flashes do I need? Oh dear, alright, well, halftime comes up here. We've got Mikafab standing by with a very special guest.
Ain't dodging those flashes, not a chance.
Take it away.
Not a chance.
You are absolutely right. A very special guest indeed. We have Mimi's mama, Henrietta, in the house. Now, Henrietta, that's for a round of applause. Now, you are, of course, your daughter's biggest fan. You've been following her ever since, you know, her early gaming days, right?
Yeah, sure.
This isn't your first time watching your daughter.
No. I used to follow her every time when she played Counter-Strike, but this is my first Valorant tournament, actually. So I'm very excited to be here.
That's wonderful. And I'm curious, how much of the game
thank you so much for the prime.
Well, I follow who dies, and then when the right team dies, I clap.
You are not wrong, ma'am. That is how you play Valorant. You are not wrong at all. And how does it feel knowing that your daughter is basically, she's a global superstar. She's winning trophies left and right, and the entire world loves her. And that's because of a video game.
Yeah, I'm so proud of her. In my generation, this was just not a possibility. So I'm very, very proud of her. I miss her a lot because she's not much home anymore. But so proud of her.
And you mentioned that this visit was a surprise. I believe G2 posted a video of you hugging. She didn't know that you were coming over?
No, she didn't. She didn't. It was a surprise. So I was sitting in the train. She was calling me because we always talk together before a game to bring her luck. And I said, well, I'm working right now. I can't talk with you because I was sitting on the train. And she would, of course, know that I would be on my way. So and she wrote me, this is the last time if you want to talk with me. And then I was standing outside, you know, oh. So that's how it was.
Oh my gosh, that's so heartwarming. We're going to pass it back to the game before I start crying over here. Thank you very much, Henrietta.
Thank you.
Nothing quite like bring your parents to work day, huh?
Hey, you're a G2 fan or a G2 parent. Got a lot to be happy about right now. 8-4 is a scoreline. G2 get a lot of value out of this
2-1 on the
sentinel
pistols.
composition. And MiBR finally get involved, but it's a little late
Let's
in the half.
see what deadlock
Looks
stuff
like it
they
was just
have
going to be a
for
complete
attack.
wash, to be honest. That's where we were headed, but MiBR just...
Ooh, are they going to do the
back
late
at the
grabbing at
very
heaven
end.
that gets to the floor as well?
Now on the
Or-
side swap, we'll see what G2 have cooked up with this deadlock. We know it's incredible on the post plants. Once you've got
not
control
even.
of the
Oh
site,
my goodness.
get all that
Yeah,
util
that's a
down,
free
makes it
site, and
a
we said that
nightmare for
the
retakers. G2 are
Well and truly in
the
this
deadlock's insane for after
Heaven no
plant,
control
so
still there for
we've got
MiBR.
wall
They're
at
poised, of
spawn,
course,
we've
for a
got
retake
trip at
attempt. There's
spawn.
Still no plant quite yet. What's going to happen here is the flash leads MiBR down ramp.
G2 really don't have much map control here, though. A bit worrying.
Yeah, they're a little bit isolated on site, but did they lock the
SRN's able to get
Sky
right
in?
back over towards
Honestly,
Rose.
Sky
He's
gets a kill here,
nothing.
right? Yeah.
That is
Let's go.
Petra. Holds her ground. Melissa tries to have a peek on it. Screens is now very well held with a lot of that deadlock util there as well, and Amy is tucked here on this corner. Oh, she wants to fight!
This is nice. I mean, normally when you turtle over towards the site, you get a little bit wrecked, but honestly, they had a pretty cool plan.
We'll take the plunge and try and salvage this pistol for MiBR. But there are 3 or 4 angles that she needs to be aware of.
This guy, yeah, this guy played like
Quite
behind, could
literally
still get out. It was
impossible.
really nice.
I was apprehensive about G2's
Double
setup
pistol.
there because they had thrown that
Yeah, it
barrier
should be
mesh
it.
kind of close into screens. It didn't really allow for...
They have to scale into that part of the map.
Exactly, so Petra is playing this kind of weird off angle, but if there's anyone I wanted an off angle on G2 right now, probably Petra, to be honest, and just immediately 2 taps, and then Jupiter says, oh, I'm not really close, I need to try to trade eventually, and also gets headshots, so that is tough. I mean, G2 had no control of the map, but they hit every single shot, and
Hey,
this
what?
is, it's an FPS game, yada yada yada.
Okay, in terms of the pistols, a free one.
Wow, you really earn your money. Nicely done. Glad I've got you here for a reason.
All right, G2 with the Trailblazers straight down mid. They've smoked it out as well. So they are going to exercise map control, albeit not quite as fast as we see MiBR. Access is part of the map. They've
Yo, this
also
reminds
thrown
me
a
of, do you
deadlock
remember
wall in there, so
Yampy against
Jubish has to fall back
Keiko?
off of it.
Ran the timing, just absolute free kill, but it's not. What? I mean, there's just no reason that anyone should be allowed to get this.
I refuse to validate what I just saw.
Can't keep getting away with this.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it had really good
G2
timing.
back up
Got
here
to
now,
be
as it's
spotting
been,
this at
definitely given them enough
some
time
point.
to
Can't
get
believe
MiBR
that.
back into heaven. We might see a drift over towards the A side of the map here, and look how deep Amy has gotten.
But with only a ghost, wants to maybe make her way through the vent, and collect something a little bit better in mid. You don't want to offer up any opportunity for any of the players with the classics to find a kill, but unfortunately,
Not like this.
exactly
Rescue at least saw a good amount.
on your screen right now, and all of a sudden,
The Lord of guns. They should probably just let him have sight, go pick up guns, and then yeah.
It is the MiBR death ball on the roam.
There's no
Oh,
chance.
boy.
Look at where the G2
No, Amy,
corpses
no.
are. Amy,
Oh, no.
That's another classic
Oh, like
kill.
this.
So it ain't so wide, River. Here they come. All three
Holy, how many
sword,
guns do they
Jelly
actually
gets
get though? Only
another.
2, right?
A MasterCard thrifty to
Like
end them
it's
all
bad, but it's not.
for MiBR.
I mean, it's bad. No, it is bad.
This.
It's only 2 guns picked up.
Series
Could have
of
been worse, I
unfortunate
guess.
events, you might say.
Some may say. Some may
Or
say.
it's such an error over towards
We're
B
about to
that we
put this on
weren't
the
jump
screen.
spotting this.
Should never have happened. I'm some, actually. Consider me some. Because I don't think these things should have happened.
I reckon that was part of their anti, and then on the
Disastrous.
default we see that the Omen always
Disastrous.
does the smoke
Another
far
sick round
back.
from Jelly.
I
Great
was-
little 2K.
I
for
was
that
gonna
might have
say
been
something about
anti.
how throwing that barrier
But
mesh
when have
in
we ever seen a
defense is nice
Raze
'cause then you
just
don't have to
walk
worry
like
about that
this?
flank,
I
but
wonder
they
if we're
forgot to
always
worry about
smoking
the
from
other
this
one.
area.
You could have just said it was an FPS game again, honestly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it is actually.
Spike down.
Veteran caught on the way over towards
Yeah,
the
and
B
that was
side
the
here.
hero
Rescue
gun
never
bought
had a
in
chance to get
terms
value
of
out
the
Stinger.
yeah,
Spike on the wrong
Stinger.
side of that.
He's so
Firewall
frenzy.
here. As SRN will make it a very uncomfortable reception for G2 as they attempt to
Oh,
barge
chill.
their way into heaven. Spray there for
So
SRN goes a
focused
little
on the
way with
spam.
Bunny and Mimi able to find 1 each. This doesn't mean a gun for Mimi, but she knows exactly where the Omen is playing from, based on the trajectory of that paranoia. She might be feeling some herself. Spike needs to be recovered. That's the main issue here, and there will be Sayori tucked right next to it. Jelly watching the long light.
Not even audio cue. The way and the timing is just brutal for
Much,
Mimi.
the money's getting alright. Money's definitely getting
No
right.
hopes
2
of
people
winning
died
that
though.
anyhow with MiBR in firm control.
They're getting
of
back into the
Spike.
game.
They are getting back into the game somehow. Looking at the score, it
Big
doesn't
time.
feel
How
like
we doing, dude?
this was
Thank you
a
for the 29
9-6,
months.
but we
Thank you so much for that, bro.
At this point, G2 were in
Everything's
such
going well.
firm control of this map 10 rounds in. It was not even close. Their game plan coming into this with the deadlock composition was working to a T. MiBR could not find any answers, and yet somehow they're on the verge of tying this up.
Okay, do they both the Omens do fake TPs over
She's all
towards
that
B
she
main to
needs
create pressure?
Knows that G2 are going to be pushing up, so SRN's already posted pretty aggressively.
Juniper
here
as well,
on
the
this
Prime.
mailroom line.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
grav net into
Trickster
nades. Lovely.
Steps forward to the dark cover because she has a poison orb in play and ends up just dying to the paint shells.
Yeah, caught in such an awkward situation. SRN just wants to full re-clear, expecting them to
Look
have
at
fallen
my
back.
Cypher, though. My
Engagement with
Cypher's just...
Amy, though. Amy is so
Yeah, just unlocked
aware
in middle.
of the potential re-clear. Watching that flank, neural theft active as well.
The summon's in
Plenty
trouble.
here to be shot at for Melissa.
Did it right.
She's only going to get the one though, and into the site they go. That's a flash on the top side as Jelly tries to drop in and get involved. Now it's just Sayori with MiBR having enough money for a buy in the next. It is a shaky G2 economy that's going to be heavily bolstered by a clean round here. So Sayori would love a gun or 2 to be taken away. But no more
Right,
than
good
that,
news
G2
for
get
that
to
is
10.
for
Well
people
done for
surviving.
Amy, just
This becomes a pretty big buy
Waiting
round.
in the sewer for that repush to come down mid. That kill essentially seals up the round in its entirety. 17 for 7.
Quietly, Amy's
right
having
now
a
is
game.
Amy. Yeah, quietly, but in a fashion that each kill, if you really go back and think about the situations or try to track them, they are of impact. It's not just the eco round collection.
No,
kind
G2
of
lose those,
stat
actually.
line. Yeah, they're only
As
good
we've
rounds,
seen.
in fact, where she's getting these impact kills.
It's been a bit of a pain point for G2, but hey, 10-6, good score line. You can work with this. Absolutely.
And this time,
Right,
they
MiBR
both
set up
commit
inside.
the TPs.
Be main here and actually
Ready.
we're gonna hang around until this dark cover expires. It might even leave the insertion of
Yeah,
Melissa
this is
here
nice
as
though. They
well.
go over towards
all
A,
for
they pick up
intentions
the
as well
orb,
of getting a
and
showstopper into
yeah,
the
I want to see
hands of
Sky chill a
SRN.
little bit, especially with
Of
have
that
full
dark
B
cover
main
fault
control.
line.
Got to
It's an
imagine that
immediate
they're
pivot from G2 to A
only
site.
coming to these
Open
positions.
A site.
Damn, Petra's
Where,
just
again,
sending
this
it.
composition they have should thrive when they've got the time to get down the sonic sensors and the
But
barrier mesh.
maybe
of
they have a
Rescue.
good read of what's going on. They knew
Sayori
A was
looks to
kind
reach in the angle.
of
Rescue
empty
doesn't
here.
want to
They at
take
least had a
the
bit of
fight, so now map
util,
control is gonna
and
be
it's
a
the
question
classic
again.
deadlock and an
Same
after plan.
deadlock wall
I
set
mean,
up
Razor's gonna
inside
go for
screens.
heaven.
The Petra would
Planted.
normally want to try and play her out. That'll be cleared here. Still no heaven
Razor.
presence for MiBR. They're gonna flooding from screens.
5 HP.
SRN is freaking me
Damn.
out. They're so low when they cross. They get the
And
showstopper
honestly,
kill.
tanking
Now
that with the
the
5
annihilation
HP isn't too bad. You got info and you got the ult out of them.
But Rescue is waiting on the angle. Paranoia comes in, but Mimi's
Lovely
got the double
trades.
face down. Good crossfire.
Keep an eye on the
set piece for
Cypher
G2
looking up
at
towards heaven. That
3v3.
might be the difference.
Finding on site.
I mean, that should be the
Mimi's
difference.
still doggedly holding that position over towards elbows. Melissa trying to fire in through the kiosk, but Mimi has the timing.
Yeah, I mean, that was the security. Mimi's just killing everyone on site.
Rifles and 11 rounds.
Honestly, we're going third map here. They're
All the
lift the
pressure
eco
that
after
they were
this.
applying onto screens. And in the meantime, I was ready to call out Amy's position, but G2 were doing such a great job fighting forward. They were connecting the shots and trading so well that she wasn't
Yeah,
even
MiBR just playing,
into heaven, even if things had gotten
it's letting them have sight, right, against a comp that has
to perfection. That is the
as a
exact
VIP for
kind
winning
of
off the plant.
scenario that MiBR cannot allow them to get into. You can't get this. You can't allow this deadlock comp to get entrenched.
You're playing retake against double sentinel.
You're
Yeah,
cooked.
it's
You're
not a thing.
You are cooked. So
You
this
are
timeout that they're
cooked.
taking, that needs to be
Yeah,
addressed
this
right
timeout
now
is
as
just
a
going to
team that they
be we
be
have to fight
proactive and try
sides
to
heavier.
stuff the G2 team at the chokes, taking the fight to them or playing for that fast flood. But maybe too little too late. It's only 2 rounds that G2 need right now. They've got a ton of chances. And they have a serious economic advantage when we get into this next round. MiBR don't have the cash for a full buy.
But Bren,
have
thank
to
you so much for
imagine
the
this
tier
will be
1.
headed to a
Thank you for that,
12-6.
dude.
For G2 as well, you can
Thanks to the 29
play
months.
to the main, maybe you can get a showstopper secured for Rescue. And then from there, you're off to the races. And this lead, I mean, a huge part of this lead just is manifested in that first half. G2 just playing really safe passively.
Do they try and do some weird force into this?
Over push, but in general, it's been very disciplined, very well drilled.
Nah, there you go.
Clean showing, even on the attack side, despite a weird anti-eco in round 14. G2 have stabilized once more.
Looking like a pretty standard 1-3-1 opening here from G2, where you have that Omen controlling towards the B extremity and Cypher controlling towards A main. Cam going up on that side of the map. And a Trailblazer up mid. Just poking and prodding all around the map, getting information on what MiBR might be up to. You don't want to overly commit on an anti-eco, especially out of a timeout. MiBR could certainly come into this round with some mad aggressive play on one area of the map. You don't want to... Oh,
SRN!
out, and, well, speaking of getting caught out, SRN punished hard going for the peak.
MiBR had some pretty good strategies for their anti-eco rounds, but I'll be honest with you, most of their success on them has come from
Okay,
that
so
raw
Skydog went
firepower.
over towards... Oh, now they're going to go back B?
SRN flanking up mid, getting
No.
2 kills.
Yeah,
The
I was going to say, Skydog went over towards A,
time, no
and then I
G2
thought they were going to
really
group here, and that
controlling
flash
the
is pretty
extremities,
nice,
not
because it
letting
actually means the
anybody
breach
cheat up.
stays here. We've got a 1-person fake, let's keep an eye on the breach.
Melissa is pretty close here
breach
on
is not-
B main,
not
so
in threat.
she'll have to fall back behind a dark cover.
Yeah, G2 like to use Petra on her own a lot to
See what the double
sell
sheriffs
that
can do.
presence. Not full fake,
The
but
breach
sell
might... Yeah, breach
presence.
stun
That's
just
exactly
came up,
what
so
she's
maybe
doing
the
at
stun
B
can
main.
save
The rest of the
Jelly on
forces head
site.
towards A,
We'll
only
see.
Jelly to contend with. I say only Jelly, that is Jelly
Shot.
with a sheriff.
30 seconds
Okay.
left.
Always good for one somehow, the sheriff. That's what Rescue does though, makes space, gets traded.
Spike planted.
Keeps G2 well and truly in the lead here now, and yep.
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
that
they just
deadlock
keep on
wall,
ending A at the moment.
In the retake against a double sentinel composition. And the defining factors of it are that wall of screens and also a tripwire at the bottom of ramp that Amy's been throwing down. Those two make it really hard for MiBR to take control in this retake.
Melissa trying to get something done, and you know, at the same time, Shabish caught in the worst part of the barrier mesh.
Right,
You hate-
Wyatt,
you
for those
hate-
for the audio
You
listeners,
hate when you just can't move at all.
Wyatt doing the boomer stretch here in this round. Yeah, and loosened up. Okay.
Lower lumbar.
Okay, 6
It's getting
chances.
tough as I push 30, Mitch. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I
we'll
gotta
see.
take what
We'll see with
lulls in
the
the action I
guns.
can to
Pretty
stay,
sure we're going
you know,
sunset
nice and
from what's
limber.
happening
So
here.
limber.
nice and limber.
Be on the wrong side of 30. That's a trip. Pretty clean though, you can see, yeah. G2 have everything they need there in that post-farm. They might be already trying to avert a situation like that. Try and plant their flag on these further forward extremities of A and B.
Here.
We're going to see
MiBR, yeah, they're just getting way too wrecked.
Control here.
They're not...
Oh, Melissa has the TP out.
I mean, they're just playing
Does get
retake on A
crap-netted
too,
though, and
way
SRN
too
might be
much.
forced to fight here. God, they really want to control this orb! And SRN
Okay.
makes heads
The
roll.
Omen didn't even get involved in this.
3
That was
kills,
all
3
just
headshots.
solo.
Suffice to say, all
Raise,
control
that was
goes
sick.
to MiBR.
Some may say that that is the truth, and there they go into B main. Time to get that orb. Amy is hearing a hell of a lot of footsteps, but not sure if that's going to do her much good. Actually
has the most insane timing. Obviously no spike,
very
but
hostile footsteps. Okay, so Amy has snuck in behind. How long can Petra afford to just play safe here? Can she buy the time for Amy? She's definitely, well, she's having a punt here, trying to see if she can get anything. She offers up a little bit too much.
Because they've left heaven, they're gonna think that this might have happened.
They're going to look forward and say, hey guys, where's Amy? Is it possible that she's actually behind us?
There is a quizzical ping in Amy's direction by MiBR. And yes,
30 seconds left.
They have sniffed it out. Amy says, well,
alright, he's saving. Dude, you should go for damage.
May as well save. Even Smiles.
Unless you don't want to give him an ult because of breach, I guess.
The situation, just going to fall away.
One away from Razor as well, actually, yeah.
A massive uphill climb for MiBR at this point.
Yeah, it would be nicer going into this round knowing that they don't have one of those big ults.
Amy wants to deny it. Oh, she's actually going to swing this. Okay, SRN.
Breach. Okay, that's a breach ult. Raise.
Amy wants to wrap around. And good chance. This gun gets stripped from her. Yep. Jelly steals the ace. And MiBR get to 7.
Glad they did the eco damage to the Cypher with 5k in the bank. That's gonna
worth a gun, you might say? Yes, Sayori's on a Guardian this round as a result.
6 rounds from now, that would have helped, but by that point, they'd have brought it to OT. So, all good though. We got the orb.
We did. They got B main orb control, folks. Beautiful.
Enemy remaining.
SRN is dominant on this map despite the scoreline. Has had some pretty sick multi-kills.
Okay, 5 chances. Okay, we haven't seen this combo yet. We saw it over to we see it over towards middle, not this yet. Not the best one way.
Smoke there.
That's
maybe they'll pick it up a little bit more easily. Maybe
you got to be tall to be hitting that.
3 players into one position to take it. They're just going to play it a bit more relaxed trend. Clear towards A as well with this Trailblazer.
So Amy can start to assume that ramp position. Even maybe set up like an earlier tripwire if they do decide on A.
In the meantime, it's a slow take towards mid, setting up.
This is very...
What is looking
it's
like
kind of nice. I might be able to take some map control.
That dark cover towards Male. Amy feeling a ton of pressure.
Big duel on site. Sky v Sky. They should be okay because of that.
Oh, and the drop down. Amy is felled.
Wait, are they going to start using all of their ults? Raise or... Oh, there's a chance now. These Raise or and Deadlock ult. Damn, dude. Yeah, the aim is crazy. This all came down to this 1v1 on site, Sky v Sky. That's a different kill, it's a different round.
Actually get the kill off of it, that is pretty tragic.
That also behaves in some
interesting ways. There's a chance as well, 30 HP.
Nasty things with the lineups, but sometimes doesn't really.
Has everyone got the calmest aim ever?
30 HP.
Enemy remaining.
Oi, oi, oi.
It is just mad watching Jelly and SRN, this duo, at any given point. I'm still looking at this map. I feel like this has been over the whole game. G2 have been in control of this map the entire time, and somehow we're still going, and they have to call the timeout at 12-8. It's something about this is defying logic in my mind when you're looking at the game from the macro point of view. But then you look at the micro point of view, the numbers on the scoreboard, and you could see why this may still be going. It's SRN and Jelly with a combined 37 kills.
G2 in fairness have maintained that 4-round lead, right? That they came out of the halftime break with. So in theory,
yeah, I mean it's definitely doable now because of the
ults.
ults.
Playing here shouldn't be too much to ask for. I think we do need to look at the economy now and appreciate the fact that this is kind of it for G2. They're trying to end the game in this round. The call has been to buy up, go big.
What do they got left?
MiBR want to try and hang on here. They're fully
I mean, maybe they have a set all with the Omen. They've been getting over towards A easy, like an Omen ult to back a side after they flash towards Heaven. Could be a thing.
These showstoppers have extracted in the hands of SRN, and I don't think G2 have been playing against them.
What are MiBR going to do? Just 3-pass and send it down mid? Oh, okay. They actually did this before, right? Oh boy, this is a free A site. I'm worried for them. Out of all of the rounds they lost, they gave them A site again.
And now we're in the danger danger zone, which is a vacant A
don't know
site,
about this
which is going to result in sonic sensors, tripwires, barrier mesh, everything going down for G2, and MiBR lacking that showstopper to get back in, lacking the satchel, the paranoia.
Yeah, they have a set raise all around that they like to go aggro with.
Ramps there, you can see in terms of that Sentinel util. It's like a whole Saturn in there.
They haven't even got towards heaven. They got a Skydog to get heaven control.
Using the barrier there.
Okay, a little bit of a variation from them here. Will it pay off? SRN trying to help clear this wall now.
Okay, they're turtled on site, but the two on site can still win this.
Have to make the play.
Oh my goodness.
Ready for Jubi's there on that high ground. Vanya playing close to the TV across, but there will be Petra ready to swing on this now. Oh,
the look at the util, they've all been grab netted. There's just no time. Yeah, they got a little bit wrecked. They just played retake on A like every single round. I felt like with G2 on.
G2 just looked comprehensively better on that map. It was a matter of the MiBR star duo, Chili and SRN.
Okay, we've got Sunset. Sunset's third map.
In that game, G2 though, in my eyes, with a